welcome to a differently scheduled, we're in the middle of the month, you're usually seeing us on the first Monday, but tonight we will have a meeting, July 21st, 2025, of the Reston Community Center Board of Governors. We're now called to order. First order of business is approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Next order of business is the approval of the June 2nd board minutes.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? The next order of business is approval of the June 2nd board actions.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, those are approved. Next order of business is the chair's remarks. Boy, has it been hot.
It's gonna get hotter.
I was married to a Britishman, so I can be understated. Yes.
How hot is it?
It has been so hot. Yeah, I don't come out of the house, you see. I
No,
stay
you-
in. I have no reason to come out there. But we've got 2 days of nice weather, Monday, through Wednesday. Then it's gonna change. But at least we're not in, Nebraska or South Dakota, where there are tornadoes. There have been tornadoes, I watch that every night, yeah, it's just crazy. I just had one thing and then I lost it.
What's over here is happening. It's scary.
I just had it and then I lost it. Let's try it
Your
again.
phone?
Yeah. Would somebody teach me how to use my phone? My phone hates me. It does, it really does, it hates me. It will not do anything I want it to do ever.
Sort of like a kid.
Yeah. With less
Is your
attitude.
phone on it?
Yes. She's doing fashion too. We should always send it to one person that in the future, but in case
What
you're
are you looking for?
I just did a,
or July poem.
I did a screenshot.
You could just do a poetry slam and make something up. You'd be good at it.
Yes, we can do that. And plus with the music, we will deviate from my normal poetry.
You
Because the music
I'm
will
gonna
give
try
me
to
a
find it.
headache.
Move on.
And yes, so we will deviate and you'll get 2 poems next month,
There we go.
in September, when we come back. Next order of business is introduction of the visitors. We have none, so there will be no citizen input. The next order of business is the Finance Committee report. Mr. Bill Louie, Vice Chair.
I thought we did the June 2nd
Yeah, I thought we did.
committee report already. So I would
Let's do
submit,
the one,
I would submit that the minutes as reflected, were approved in the June meeting. For June 2nd.
I always thought it was done twice, so it was reported out in the last meeting, and then it was approved then too.
Right, yeah. So I will pass that one.
shall skip over that.
We shall skip over that one, and we shall talk about the public hearing, which was pretty well attended this year. It was very succinct. Staff did a marvelous job putting together the slide presentations and all of the information for the public. Paul did an outstanding job presenting the financial pictures, probably as good a job as we've ever done in presenting the financial picture. And the folks that attended were duly impressed. We got a few accolades during that meeting, and no complaints.
That's what I was gonna say.
And
You were
they were very, very engaged. And so with that, after about 40 minutes, which it lasted, we were done.
interject real fast? I think that that date needs to be changed.
Okay?
It says June 24th.
June, so was it June 16th?
Yeah.
Sixth is the 16th.
Yeah, it was the 16th.
Right.
Yep.
Where are you looking at?
On the agenda.
Yeah, it was the
That date was
16th.
kind of like moving back and forth, so
Yeah.
June 16th, yeah.
16th. And then that takes us to the Finance Committee report for this evening, July 21st. We had the Finance Committee report. Vivi presented as much as she could with regard to the year-end financial picture, which looked very, very strong. We were able to return quite a bit of money to the fund balance because of expenses that were not incurred and in personnel positions that were not filled during that time period. So overall, we look very strong. We won't get a final financial picture until September, because there's still monies coming in, but up to date, we're about 96,000 ahead of budget, with more to come, which is really good. So kudos to the staff again for a remarkable job in putting that budget together. And with that was it. We're strong.
That's good. Other reports, so we can, approve all of them at the same time?
We did not do a preference poll, but we have the candidate's handbook. And I can email that to the entire
Okay.
board. And you can, if you have any, changes, it's essentially, the only thing we had to update was the budget,
That's what it
numbers.
appeared like. I mean, I've looked through it, and so what's important for everybody to know is that the preference poll process begins very soon. The candidate filing begins August 1, closes August 15, and then they can have their pictures taken. And with the candidate forum on September 2, mailing, the balloting begins October 5, September 5, and finishes September 25 for a mail-in receipt and walk-in balloting close on the 26th of September. But it's coming up in very soon, a little more than 2 weeks. Or is it less than 2 weeks?
Mine, Shane, and Paul.
And the, beyond that, I looked through and it appears to be pretty much the same thing as we've used in the past, so it's in good condition. We talked about it after the last, cycle was done and agreed that the mode of conducting the, preference poll was good and didn't need to be changed, except for dates, which are now in here, and fixing up the budgetary numbers just so that they're accurate. And so that's my report.
Okay, we need approval of those two meetings then, those two, reports.
Motion to approve all the committee reports.
Second.
It's been moved and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, next order of business is the, board member input on activities attended since last we met, and we'll start with Paul.
So I was gone last month. I was in California with my son for 3 weeks. But recently, lots of concerts. Haley Rise on Thursdays. We can walk there. And then of course Reston Station on Fridays. A lot of fun. And then the family fun on Saturdays is always that's usually my favorite. So just lots of music and yeah. Yep. Can't think of anything else. I will chime in when somebody reminds me of something.
What are we doing?
I saw Judy Collins when she was here. I attended 2 or more concerts in Reston Town Center, the open concerts, which were very good. I mean, it's really a nice location. It's well done. Robert Gowdy expresses his gratitude to the RCC each time he opens one of those concerts. And apart from that, some P&Z stuff. I think that's most of it.
Rest in hoops. Volleyball. The blues phase of my life.
That sounds like fun stuff. I did some volunteering, so because I was not prepared on, I guess it was June 1st, I volunteered for the Reston Triathlon, the Sprint Triathlon, helped out. It was kind of nice to watch fellow triathletes come in and do well on a good day. And then actually 3 weeks later when I came back, I entered a triathlon. I'm just bragging here for a second. I did very well, got first place, and then I found out about a week ago in my age group, because I've aged up, that I actually qualified for nationals. I'm like, what? So I was kind of excited, but I'm not going.
Cool.
So anyways, no, I can't. You have to do also an Olympic, and this year I'm not doing the long one. So next year, now I can kind of do better in the age group. So anyways, that's been kind of fun on that line. I also attended the Judy Collins concert on Saturday night, which was really neat, and then came back because I really wanted to see her, but she was very busy Saturday night when it bothered. I got to come back and meet her with Bev and some of the people on Sunday. And she is just really a wonderful person. People don't notice, but she was in very high heels. So the next day I said, I really like your boots. And she, oh God, a long time, but she was just so excited and talking and just a genuine, honest person. I was like, for 86, she's still got it. It was really nice. So I just want to say kudos to RCC, the whole theater group for what the staff, what you do, just really bringing phenomenal people here, and then also Linda Ivor. It was her for all the technical, the plaque for her done. And that was really neat because if those of you know Linda, she's done so much here. It was really nice to have her acknowledged, and she was very humble by it. So those were the things was kind of neat to see. And that was it.
Bill?
Lots of meetings, lots of meetings. A couple of concerts, Judy Collins concert, which was fabulous, and getting to meet her afterwards was really kind of cool. And she's making the rounds. So on the 27th, she's at the Birch Beer appearing, and her ticket prices at the Birch Beer are twice the ticket prices that we got here. So the RCC proves to be a bargain again.
She was out in Park City, either just before or just after.
Yeah.
My family was out there, and the signs were
Right.
all up. Yeah, she's doing a big tour.
She's doing a big tour, and she will be back again next year here.
Yeah,
So
she said something. I was
looking
excited.
forward to it.
That's it. Great. Lots of concerts, Friday concerts, Saturday concerts. If it's not raining, we're at a concert. And then I think, since it's been a while since our meeting, was your graduation, Paul's Gary's graduation?
Yeah.
Leadership
Yeah.
Fairfax. So we attended that with some other board members and BB. That's all.
Thanks for reminding me about the thing that I was.
Yeah, you were there.
Graduated from.
You were there. And we also sponsored that. So.
Okay, since last we were here, was the Kathy Hudgens service. We had the public hearing. The Cheryl Terrio Simon Memorial, that was really nice to have all the kids there or whatever, at her family. That was, felt that it's always interesting, you find out things about people you didn't know from the people who actually did know them. So that was very interesting. Judy Garland's, and I was also at the Leadership Fairfax event for your graduation.
Where BB was the keynote speaker. That was the
Neat.
real show.
Yeah, we should point that out
Yes.
for the record.
What?
BB was the keynote
keynote.
speaker. She was
Yes.
the main show.
It's neat. Okay.
You stare down.
No, the next order of business is the executive director's report, and she's to her own home.
No, she.
Yeah,
I always you make me nervous about this. It's like, hurry up. All right, so I break it down into the pillars of our strategic plan, and in facilities, all the capital projects that are slated for this summer is in progress. We had project timelines and all the procurement are being completed. The big thing that we had done in June was the county's infrastructure team come and did a complete full-on site visit to make sure that all the space redesign, the network connections and power outlets and locations and all of that are in place for when the new office furnishings come in, and so it's been very well organized and orderly. There's been a complete comprehensive evaluation of our digital display technology. I mean, for 2 facilities, I think we have like about 8 to 10 digital displays all throughout, in our computer lab, in our art studios, and they're all in different, range of the life cycles. And so we're looking at it holistically to see which one we need to bring them into an updated posture so that they could accommodate the type of content and the technology that we're looking to provide. So once we complete that overhaul, the displays and the teleconference capabilities and all of that should be up to date, and that will better serve the staff and the community. In equity, the Hunters Woods Neighborhood Coalition has been meeting monthly. RCC leads the plaza activation, and I've been working with Officer Post at the Reston Station on the kickoff event for National Night Out on August 5th. Full participation from the key stakeholders, which are Cornerstones, the church next door, Fellowship House, the couple of the homeowners in and around our neighborhood. So it's a very unified effort, and I'm hoping that the kickoff will be really well attended. RCC is also leading the marketing efforts for that. We're updating the flyers with all the different elements that all the key stakeholders are bringing together. And then one of the key deliverables that we're working on is an online survey through like a QR code, so that we can survey the community around here to see their preferences for the day and time that they would like to see programs, content delivered, as well as the type of content they would like to see at this plaza. So that is coming up shortly. In community connections, as everybody's been talking about, all the concerts that in all over Reston is in full swing. As many storms as we've been having, it feels like more, but it's only been about 20% of our concerts that have been rained out. So, I'm
Not 60.
But the good thing is that through our marketing and communications efforts, the audience at each of the venue, whether they're newly online or not, has been just record-breaking. So every picture, every photographer that captures our audience at these concerts have just been very well attended. So kudos to our marketing and communications team. Offsite collaboration now has a full staff, joined by Katie Myers Johnson from, if you know Myers PR. She brings a lot of expertise from doing festivals at Town Center. So we're really happy to have her. Weather continues to be the biggest challenge for all of our outdoor activities, and so we work really closely with our partners to make sure that those weather calls are appropriately communicated and collaboratively with those host sites. The recruitment for the community events assistant is in progress. We had a successful Virginia Play All Day event that was cross-departmental. Every single department, programming department in the agency participated, and the highlight was the Mamma Mia sing-along that in the LGT theater.
Whose theater is this?
And our Party in the Park, the silent dance parties have been just so popular. I think we might have to add more in the future, just because people are really enjoying them and wanting to see more of them. over the summer. Multicultural Festival is planning is underway. 80% of all the concerts or the performances on the 3 different stages are complete. In programs and services, if you're here during the day, summer camp is in full swing. It is loud, it is sticky. If you look at the floors, you see we're just bustling up the seams with kids, and they're all happy, and it's been very heartwarming to see, the kids having fun in our facilities. Communications, fall guide is in mailboxes. I'm very happy about that because the printer we worked with had a bit of a challenge, so that was touch and go for a while, but I got mine today, so hopefully you're seeing yours in your mailboxes in advance of our August 1st registration coming up. When you see the marketing for the Reston Multicultural Festival this year, it's been rebranded. It's got a special look, and it really, I love it. It reflects the diversity and the lively of that new venue that we've been trying to solidify with the town center. Farmer marketing meetings, our preparations are underway. Upcoming RCC preference poll with the candidates handbook and production schedule, all the printing of the ballots, the envelopes and all of that has been placed and finalized with the communications team. Summer concerts have been really benefiting from all the extra promotions they do because of the record-breaking attendance that we've been seeing. And if you are compelled, please go vote for RCC Art Galleries. We're leading in the list of the best art gallery in Fairfax. So right now, I think this morning when I checked, RCC is at like about 30%, and everybody else are in the teens. So
How do we vote?
if you go to Fairfax now and best art gallery in Fairfax and just hit RCC.
Oh, wow.
Help us stay in the loop, please. Thank you. In Pillar Stewardship and Accreditation, we're currently rolling out Windows 11 upgrade, and I'm proud to say Chris Higgins is doing a phenomenal job just elevating the technology in both of our facilities, and we're ahead. And typically, when it comes to updates and things, RCC has always been sort of last, and we're now jumping ahead. We're leading agencies in terms of doing our own technology updates and things like that. So we're very proud of him, and we're pretty much up to standards and ensuring that all the compliance with the county technology protocols are all in place. And then in terms of accreditation and some of the issues that we were facing, earlier in the year, RCC staff has now been receiving training in de-escalation and active assailant. Next week, we're holding our first aid for mental health, which has been very, very well received, and we're also opening that up to all the Hunters Woods Neighborhood Coalition partners for them to partake with us in that training. So if there's anybody here that would like to be included, let us know and we'll register you. And then the one training that Brianne and I are exploring and trying to get with the Office of One Fairfax is implicit bias training, because we feel that our younger camp counselors that are kind of leading the summer programs, we feel like they're really in need of that, and so we're trying to get that on the books as quickly as possible. My activities, a lot of you already mentioned the Leadership Fairfax commencement, Kathy Hutchins and Cheryl's life celebrations. Those were all really beautiful ceremonies. I attended the Chamber's A's Awards luncheon and was reappointed to the Chamber's board. I was recently, last week, appointed to the Arts Fairfax board. So those are the two boards that I serve on now. I started, the 46 partners that we talked about at the public hearing. I've made a short list of the key partners that I'm having conversations with one-on-one, just to establish those, expectations as we move forward with the partnerships, so that, when the next year when we come around to community relations, public hearings, things like that, there's an established expectations of what the kind of metrics that I would like them to be able to share with us at those meetings. So those meetings are ongoing. Principal Carla Seward from South Lakes High School invited me to, I guess Leadership Fairfax may have started something, but he wanted me to deliver remarks to the South Lakes High School Leadership retreat next Monday. So that's a really good honor, and it's a good time for us to reconnect with the schools. I also attended the Judy Collins performance and then the Linda Eifert Theater booth dedication. So we got some great pictures of Lila and Linda for that. But when you receive your program guide, please check out the page on where we really dedicated to the Lila Gordon Theater. So, the community knows what a lot of people know about it, but I wanted to use that real estate in the program guide to make sure that our entire community is aware of that. June has been a month of, I don't know, the county 13,000 workforce has to go through performance evaluations all at the same time. So I don't know how that makes sense. I wish it was a little bit more, cascaded throughout the year. But I did a lot of performance evaluations for the management team, and then Brienne and Beverly and I sat on a lot of interviews for our chief executive assistant position, as I mentioned earlier, and we identify our top candidate, and offer is in progress, and I've been without one for a while, and I am so excited and thrilled that as soon as I have the offer signed off, I would do the personnel announcement and make sure that you are aware of this individual's caliber of what we're getting added to the agency and to the leadership team and to the board support. It's very exciting. Other than that, I also sat in on the filming of the documentary that is being done with the Cole family as well as Bill on rest in sports, right? And I thought that was really, really well done. And they filmed it in the gymnasium at South Lakes High School. And they did an interview with the
With Wendell Berg.
yes.
Oh, culture.
Yeah, and I got to kind of see how they engage and really learn so much about the history of sports in
It
wrestling.
was cool.
Yeah, it was great. So those are the activities I participated in.
Thank you, Liz. I have a question. What's the status of the rest on wheels?
We, Maggie and I have an upcoming meeting, and I told her that in September when we convene our board meetings, there will be a very detailed RCC on wheels plan presented to the board. And maybe I'll invite her to come and see, if we have any questions, please bring it. But we've socialized it, we've strategically brought it out into the community at different events and things like that. We've highlighted a few of the programs. The actual RCC on Wheels is due to be delivered, I think ahead of schedule. We're looking at the end of August. No?
Unless there was another update, the last I heard was the end of this month.
July?
Yeah,
Okay,
Wow.
so it's even earlier.
yeah,
Yeah. So it could be as early as like the beginning of August.
yeah.
And what they do is they'll pull a team of us together to do like a full day training to really show us all the features and how to operate the vehicle.
Well, I have a brilliant idea for the thing on wheels, which I will share with you later.
Okay.
In terms of a program for it. So,
I will, all ears. Thank you.
after being with a teenager for
That influence.
selfies, backgrounds for selfies, and how to do safe selfies, and
Yes.
what to do with them.
wondering perhaps
You want
if you were,
teenagers.
we were wondering perhaps if you were inspired by your own parenting challenges.
No, just
Or,
how many times can you look at selfies anyway?
At what age are you talking about? Forever.
well, I think it's a lot. Actually, they have one of those on Friday nights at the concert. They have one of those little selfie, or it's like
The
they
booths,
they
Okay.
give like little
Selfies.
things to hold. Callan loves it because they print out the pictures right there,
Yeah.
and we get to put them on the fridge, and it's
Like a
really
photo
fun. Yeah, it's like
Is
little
this-
historical
is
photo
this-
booths.
This is one of those like
Already
those little booths you
not
just
even
have with the
taken.
curtain. And
Yeah,
you go
but-
and get your
but-
picture
But
taken.
it's outdoors, and they give you little
Okay.
props to hold, like
Okay.
little like big sunglasses or
Little
stuff like
techie.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, meanwhile, back at the meeting. I take these diversions. Is there any continuing business?
Is that considered new business too?
No, this
Oh.
is the continuing business. I'll say new when
I
it's
got you, I know, I'm just looking at my phone.
No continuing business. Now, is there some new business, Lisa?
Yes, this new business is an announcement. Be here, or not be here, be at Lake Ann on August 9th for the Carver Boat Regatta.
Mm.
30+
Yeah.
boats. There's still time to make a boat, especially have friends who, if you know they're architects or engineers. It's very competitive, it's fun. If you really plan to attempt to get there early or find a place to park, because it is crazy. Parking is crazy, but it's really a fun event, does well. The neighbors, we had a Crush Funk band from DC again, they're really good. A lot, there's just, they were extended, last year it was great, but people said it was too short, so we're gonna extend it a little bit. Yeah, and the
What
pause.
time does it start?
It's, I don't know, I don't know, I wanna say from, it might start at 1. Goes from 1 to like, there's activities and things that happen in the beginning, because they do the judging of the votes. It's but yeah, but it's always a fun event. You get to judge the boats and people are out there, and it's quite fun. We don't have as many kids this year as things going on with school, summer school, but there's a lot of different boats, some return boats, or return, I should say, competitors. People really do like to win. So
Yes, sir.
So, new business. Two things. One, Phoebe, in here you talked about upgrading the display technology. So my question is, probably it's all good, and you're gonna get it better, which is fine. But the display technology that is no longer in need, can we give that to the schools, to the Kathy Hudgens Center? I mean, someplace that'll make good use of it and doesn't have enough money to buy a new one on their own.
The county has a surplus, and, you know, any of the old, equipments that, you know, like the theater
Yeah.
technical department, they put it into the county surplus website, and we do recoup some money from that, but I hear you, what you're trying,
Yeah, I mean, if
what
we
you're
just
doing.
keep it in the community and give it to organizations that could make good use of it, maybe, you'd have to clear that with the county, I suppose, but at least give that some thought. And then the other is just a general, suggestion we need to start thinking, something we need to think about, and many of you may have already had, but, the economy's gonna go down. I mean, you know, housing market's gonna fall apart, maybe not so fast, but it's gonna happen. Things are gonna
This is the
slow down.
uplifting part of
Reston
the
is
new
relatively well positioned compared to other places. So one, it's a good thing we have our reserve funds, because as in past periods when this sort of thing has happened, they're very important. That's good planning. But, it would be good if members of the board and the staff can start thinking about anticipating ways in which we can expand services to members of the community who might be helped. And I'm not sure which way that's gonna, you know, I don't have any ideas myself yet, but at least that's something we should start thinking about, because within the next year, we're gonna face it.
we already have,
Yeah, but
maybe
we
mentioned the
don't-
last time,
yes,
the people, all the federal workers and stuff that
Yeah.
were laid off, we started reducing price, so we're doing that. I suspect.
Right, for the federal workers, sure, but then there are other people who are gonna be hit by it too. And so if there are ways we can help families, the children, somebody, the schools. I mean, their budget is going to explode. So, anyway, that's something to start thinking about, because I believe it's coming.
To your point, about the digital display, if we do upgrade them and we do, you know, not have the need for some of the more older models and things like that, we're currently doing that with art supplies, and we donate them to the Reston Remakery. Recently we have, you know, we put the word out to all of our arts instructors, and so if there are leftovers or things that, you know, that aren't used, we bring it over, and it's been very, very well received. So,
That's good.
you know, we can kind of expand that to other things. And then in terms of what you just talked about, expanded services, I know we were very persistent with the schools, and so that after-school program that we were talking about with, I believe, Dogwood, so they consolidated all summer schools at Lake Ann Elementary School. And so right now, Dwight Godwin, who's our new youth and teen director, they call it the Reston Roadsters, which I love. And that has been going really, really well. It's a small contingency, but there are at least 30, 40 families that is you know, benefiting from that after-school program. That so we'll continue to look for opportunities to do
Yeah,
that.
I mean, something like RCC Wheels going out to some of the underserved neighborhoods, I'll focus on that. I'm not sure where it's gonna go, but I just think we need to be
Thinking
be
ahead.
useful to start thinking about it. Being an optimist, obviously.
I do have 3 new business, 3 items.
Okay. Go.
Go, okay. Number 1, it's more just updates than anything else. So at the last week board meeting, the county transferred the Crescent development to Housing Community Development. So they reached out to me, and we have a schedule, on our schedule, a 9 o'clock meeting on Wednesday morning to talk about re-engaging in that Crescent redevelopment. And I know Paul Thomas isn't here, but that is something that I know the board is on our strategic plan for a long time, and I wanted to make sure that you're aware that we're engaging with them to have that conversation. And you know, Brianna and I she's sort of still new, so this is something that I needed to update her on as well. But when they go to draft the RFP, what I'm seeking for is a shell of about, I don't know, I'm gonna ask for the moon and see, you know, what HC&D is willing to put in their proposal, but a 30,000 square foot shell that would come with that redevelopment, and RCC would do the build out of a community center space in that Crescent redevelopment.
With the anticipation of Lake Ann closing or additional space?
It's additional space. Yeah, I think this is gonna happen sooner than.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, of course.
Item number 2, I met with BXP last Wednesday, and they did for me a sort of a tour and introduction to the Reston West updates, RTC West updates, and I got to see the site, the new site for the Reston Arts Center. And you know, I know that Lila has already had those updates, and she had the visuals, but I haven't. So this was my first time and it's so exciting. The space that they have and the plans that they have in terms of the open park that faces that venue is just gorgeous. It's really, you know, just to be engaged in the early on, you know, the conversations. Who knows, you know, how soon that comes online. But for me, just to be able to be in discussion and having a part in realizing something like that is very, very exciting. And to see that almost in the conceptual design is cool. So that was with Pete Omni, and he's the EVP, Executive Vice President of BXP, and then he had his development director do tour. And then finally, the last thing is, please put on your calendar and let me know if you would like to participate, but on 6 o'clock on Monday, July 28th, that's next Monday, RCC Hunters Woods, our community room is going to host a Congressional District 11 public forum. And this time, it's not just with the Democratic nominees like last time, but this is with James Walkinshaw and Stuart Woodson from the Republican Party. So that should be a really exciting debate.
What was the ask? Do you want us to just show up or just come? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's an FYI so that you know that is happening. When it comes to these types of things, my sort of philosophy has been I make the W County Executive aware. I also alert Major Alua because the last time we hosted it, we had a full house and there were protesters out in our plaza. So I wanted them to make sure that they know that there are politicians in the house, and it's going to be a lot of community leaders. There's a lot of media interest. WJLA is going to live broadcast it as well as record it. And with the last one that we did, that was just with the Democratic nominees, I got a lot of kudos, a lot of calls from county leadership that our team did a phenomenal job. The professionalism, the venue itself, the technical aspects of it was covered widely in the local news channels. And honestly, I was so proud of our team because I don't think there's any other community center that could have pulled that
Pull it
off.
off that quickly. It was
Yeah, it was-
if you're there.
It went from
very impressive.
really small to a ginormous.
Is it gonna be in the main room out here? Okay.
Yeah.
And is it Reston Citizens Association that is the honorable sponsor?
Yes.
It's I wasn't at the last one, so I don't have an idea. Was there a need for an overflow room?
It's a registered only, so it's to control the capacity and to control the amount of questions because they are allotting 1 hour for Q&As. So they're taking registration right now. So if any of you are interested in attending, I can register for all of us. Or, yeah. But the capacity is 260, so we can't go over.
Oh, I was thinking like TVs in here and maybe one of the other rooms, like to accommodate. If it was so successful last time, again, I wasn't there, and I'm doing things too, but that, let's expand that success. Let's get as many people as we're able to engage, in this civic, kind of rare civic event.
Yeah, I thought the last event was such a great public service to this District 11 because I thought it was well run, it was organized. So I'm hoping that this one, with that under our belt, that we're going to be able to make it even better.
And I think the cameras need to be in the room. It was a really good event, but they need to be in there. There's a lot that happens. So you may or may not look. You have to keep it small. What's ahead?
Yeah, we did
people.
reserve this room for media interviews. So with that event, it was organized by a private resident. So they have to pay all of the rentals. It was not. I didn't waive the fee, but because RCA is a nonprofit and they meet all the criteria for a fee waiver, I waived the fee this time for this event. So, but I will talk to her, Lynn Molston. She's the one that she's the point of contact with RCA, and she's going to be also the moderator for the debate. So, any questions? That is all.
Thank you, Miss.
Sorry, not so many new business this time.
Yeah, and look at, note all of the events at the bottom. It only concerns you and me. We have to be here August 15th
Yes.
for,
One left
an
video.
orientation. Gosh, I hope you tell me how
On
this
vacation.
place works.
It does.
Is there anything else?
Nope.
No more words anybody wants to say? Okay, we want to thank you for attending the Out of the Ordinary Cycle, July 21st, 2025 meeting of the Reston Community Center Board. You are now free to roll the count.